Welcome, Deception Stoppers.
Greetings, folks.
All constitutional rights invoked, none waived.
hmm
Today we're going to talk about the Bankruptcy Court of Columbus, Ohio, and Judge Catherine C. Preston at the Bankruptcy Court. Okay? Now, as you may know, some of you guys may be educated on bankruptcy, some of you may not be. Okay? We're going to keep this really simple. I'm going to explain it like I'm talking to a child, so that way everybody can fully grasp what's being said and conceptualize what's being said. Okay, first off, we're going to start off and we're going to talk about what a marriage is. Okay, a marriage is an agreement. Okay, and it is an agreement between two people, and it is bounding those two people to the statutes of that state under the agreement of the marriage. Okay, all right, so that means if there is no prenuptial agreement in the marriage, or if there is no midnuptial agreement, then or no postnuptial agreement, then there is no agreement that would detach them from the authorities of the statutes. Okay, so they're thereby still bound to the authorities of the state statutes under the marriage license. Okay, that's what the marriage license is for. Okay, that's what it is. All right. So now that we talked about what marriage is, when two people are married, okay, they are one person.
hmm
They're not two people anymore. They've come together to be one person. Okay, it's a contract. It's more like a business than anything. It's not really about love like a lot of people think. It's a contract. Okay. Now that marriage contract puts you guys, the two parties, under obligations set forth under the statutes governed by that state. Okay. Now, it when two people are married, okay, there should not be one spouse that can go file bankruptcy in a Chapter 7 and have all of his debt waived and wiped out if his spouse has a significant amount of money somewhere or has a significant amount of earnings somewhere. Okay. Now, with that being stated, with this situation we're in a part of, we're going to talk about the situation that Moses had gotten into. Okay, his bankruptcy is 1 years old today. Okay, it's one. It's one. It's a year old. Okay, now he is in bankruptcy court on a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. So basically, he's asking the courts to discharge all his debt because he's financially unable to take care of that debt. All right. Meanwhile, his wife is earning $125,000 annually per year. Okay, and has significant amounts of money hidden off in places, hidden off in accounts, hidden off in trusts and under nominees and et cetera, et cetera. Okay, now in in any other situation, if you have a in any other situation, if you have a husband and a wife, and the husband or the wife went and filed bankruptcy, and the other one is still earning a significant amount of money, then that other spouse will be ordered to pay those debts. They will be obligated to pay those debts. They will be obligated under the terms and conditions set forth under the laws and statutes uh, uh, um, under the state statutes. Okay, now how is it that one could be in bankruptcy while the spouse could be earning a six-figure income? Because there's fraud. Okay, there's fraud involved. There's bribery involved. There's you pay me this and I'll do this, and you pay me this and I'll do that, and we know about it all. We know about it all, and these people don't want to go to court. They don't want to have any court hearings because they don't know how we keep getting information. They don't know how we keep catching them. So it's just going to get worse and worse and worse what they're doing. Judge C. Catherine Preston at the bankruptcy court, she is a joke. She is a joke. Her court orders are very elementary, and it's indicative that that there's bias and prejudice is going on.
And then
With
she tried to, one of the hearings that we had, she had, I was on the stand, and she gonna make a statement on the record. I don't know why she made the statement, but she told me, she said, "Oh, I didn't know you were married. I didn't see in your paperwork that you were married. I have an affidavit on file, okay, saying that I'm married, and with my wife's annual income."
Yeah,
So,
so what happened was Judge C. Catherine Preston was so busy being caught up in the narrative that she heard from her friends and fellow attorneys and people gossiping that she could not impartially look at the facts. She could not impartially look at the case. So she was biased and prejudiced and too worried about the other legal matters that we were involved in. So she was questioning about those things. The uh, the opposing counsel, which his name is Timothy Riddle, uh,
another joke.
another joker. Uh, he was asking questions that was pertaining to things outside of the bankruptcy, pretty much, to get the record to focus on a narrative in which they would create and control to try to wiggle out of this thing. But getting back to the bankruptcy court, the judge C. Catherine Preston exercised the extreme level of incompetence. She exercised an extreme level of bias and prejudice, along with the many other people who is a part of this. So they're gonna learn. They're gonna learn really, really quickly and swiftly that this is not a game, that it's not going away, and we're not playing, and it's coming.
It's coming. Yeah. I mean, I'm ready to go to court. I'm ready to have hearings, but these people don't want to. They don't want to go to court. They don't want to have hearings. They don't want us in any courts. I mean, they tried to be slick in bankruptcy court, thinking they were going to ask us questions.
Pertaining to the other cases.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
she had a nerve to ask me when I was on the stand. She's going to say, well, Mr. Rito is going to ask you the question. Mr. Rito, who was the opposing attorney, he said, the judge said, Mr. Rito is going to ask you the questions, and then I'll determine if you can use the Fifth Amendment or not. I wanted to say, you raggedy bitch. You can't do that. You fool. You imbecile. You can't do that. You can't say, and I'm going to determine if. You can't tell me when I can use my Fifth Amendment, right, bitch? Is you crazy? These people is crazy. You don't control that. You're a bad referee.
They just didn't know who they were messing with. They really didn't know.
You are a bad referee. You are a bad referee, and this just is, it's just sad. It's just sad.
Yeah, it's real sad. I mean, this is the time that you could run all you want, okay, but you can't hide. And eventually, we're gonna have to go to court, and you better have something. You better have some really good attorneys, or you better be able to do something, because what we got when we go to court, and ain't gonna be no lying, ain't gonna be no excuse. You have no excuse. You can't explain all this stuff that you did, being in cahoots. We know everything, okay?
And
We,
the Ohio
we,
Supreme Court is not going to help none of these people. I'm not. I know that they're not. That they don't control federal matters, but the Ohio Supreme Court, we have evidence to suggest that they are controlling the behind the scenes workings of things,
hmm
and that they are. They think they're doing something, but we got our eyes right on them. Every move they make.
got our eyes on them. We got other people's eyes on them. So we got a team. Okay.
Hmm.
Good luck finding who our team is, but we got people watching, and you don't want to go to court. That's all I want to say. Y'all better get this. Y'all better wrap this up, because all y'all doing is making it worse. It's gonna get worse, worse, and worse, and worse, and worse, and worse, and worse, and worse. We're waiting on ya.
See ya.